like I haven't filmed in so long, but I recently turned 20. Still pretending like my birthday didn't happen on my birthday, which is a whole other story. But there were some things that I learned being 19, and I just kept thinking about it, and I was like, no matter if there's somebody out there that is 18 and is going to be 19, or really any age that needs to maybe know these things and not live the experiences. Also, I had to pause. My fan is on because I'm like dying of heat because I like to straighten my hair, so like my whole brain is hot. Anyways, yeah, like if there's anybody out there who needs to learn these lessons without having to experience them, and if I can at least just help one person out there learn something or give advice to something that maybe they're going through or might be close to going through, I'm just gonna talk about it. So I literally don't have anything written down. I'm just gonna like think back to like my experiences being 19. I'd say that the first one, I'm thinking back to when I first turned 19, would be, you know, it was during COVID, and I just remember thinking about like, you know, I couldn't have a birthday party because I didn't want to have a birthday party because it was during COVID. Nobody had vaccines or anything, and nobody kind of knew what was happening. And so I remembered like thinking about how there's so many people out there that if you don't hang out with them, and if you don't like make the effort and put in all the effort to be their friend, they're just gonna disconnect. And that's one thing that I really realized, like being 19, is that people will disconnect from you, and it's not because they don't like you, but it's because you got burnt out from trying to put in all the energy, which is okay, because relationships and friendships and everything are two-sided. They have to go both ways. So if you're the one putting in all the effort, and you're the one asking them to hang out all the time, and you're the one that's like being there for them all the time, and you're the one that's, you know, calling them and just wanting to talk to them, and they disconnect because you can't, because now you're in a situation where you're not going to ask them to hang out all the time. Like, I didn't ask people to hang out all the time that I was close with because I didn't really want to hang out with anybody, but they didn't put in the effort to, you know, but I didn't think anything of it. Like, I didn't think that, you know, because I don't want to see people, that people would stop being my friends because they know and they understand. And it's not that they stopped being my friend, it's just that we disconnected. So that's one thing that will happen, like, no matter what. And even being your adult life, I think it's so hard right now to become an adult and become like a young adult during like these times right now, because it's like you really know who your true friends are because you've been through a pandemic together. My first one, that was a really long point. I would say like another thing that I learned being 19 was that high school doesn't stop in high school. I think this is one thing that I really looked forward to because I didn't really enjoy high school, was like being able to graduate. I graduated early so that I didn't have to live a high school life. But people around you will still be in high school no matter if you're 35 or if you're, you know, 13. They'll still act like they're in high school, some of them. And that is one thing that I definitely really realized being 19. And then I'm still kind of realizing with certain people is that they do still act like they're in high school or in middle school or whatever it may be. And it's just the immaturity level and having cliques and like being like university doesn't stop. Like sometimes university doesn't change high school and it stays like high school, and it sucks. But that is definitely one thing that I learned, is like high school comes in all ages pretty much. I was in university and there was a clique. Like, it sounds so weird to think about, but that's just how it is sometimes. I would say another thing that I learned would be that it's okay to do what you want, and it's okay to be who you want, and it's okay to dress how you want, and it's okay to, you know, I really struggled with like you know, like changing my hair all the time because I felt like I had to please people with my hair, and I felt like, you know, my personality had to match my hair. And so if I felt like, you know, a lot of people were calling me blonde or, you know, having a blonde moment, I went blonde. And, you know, and now it's like I do what I want. A lot of people didn't want me to cut my hair short, and that's when I kind of realized it right before I turned 20. Is like I've been wanting to cut my hair short ever since I cut it short the first time in like 9th grade or something. And a lot of people were like, no, don't cut it, like your hair is so long and gorgeous and like red and amazing and whatever else. And I was like, nope, I'm gonna cut it. I want to. I've been wanting to do this since 9th grade, so I'm gonna do it. And I think that's something I mainly realized, because people that like you for you are still gonna like your hair, even if it's ugly, even if you did it in your bathroom like at 3 a.m. They're still gonna like you because their personality does not change. And just because somebody calls me, say, a brunette or a blonde, or like makes stereotypical jokes about certain hair colors, even like, you know, say I had blue hair, like that doesn't mean that my hair is like my identity and I have to act like according to my hair color. That was like kind of a big thing I learned, because I feel like even growing on this channel, a lot of my videos that were getting views were the ones where I like, you know, do my hair, cut my bangs short, like color my hair and all of that. And so really like having to find myself and come through that tunnel of hair identity and just like realize that I can do whatever I want to my hair. And the people that like me for me are still gonna like me for me because it's my hair. People are on different time waves than you are, or that I am. And people, you know, say like you're not really looking for a relationship. People are gonna be looking for a relationship. And maybe you like that person, or maybe you don't like that person, and it's like this ongoing battle. And I wanna say, like, I'm never looking for things, but when I find them, I don't always, like, I always jump on them because, you know, I like to live realistically and in the sense of, like, you never know when your last day is going to be. So, and I think a lot of people don't think that way. And so that's one thing that I really learned was, like, with friends and, like, with people I talk to and, like, be talking to, is like I would always want to jump on things. And, like, you know, it's like I wouldn't be looking for them, but they'd appear. Who knows how much time I have. And I kind of had to make the conclusion and realize and learn that everybody's on a different, like, way of life and path of life than you are, and they're on a different timeline. And that's okay. But realizing that, and like I'm somebody that's very direct, and I hope that everybody's direct with me, but not everybody is direct. And so putting them two together and having to kind of come to the conclusion that even if they don't say, like, oh, yeah, like, I can't hang out right now because I don't have a lot of homework, but maybe they're being standoffish. Or if they're being standoffish and, you know, you're kind of talking to them and then they're not, like, putting in the effort to make something of, you know, like, make a relationship out of it, and you just feel like you're waiting, I would say, honestly, move on, because they're on a different timeline, and you never know if they're going to be on the same timeline. And if you move on, maybe they'll be on the same timeline a couple months from now, but you can't live your life waiting for somebody's timeline to match up to yours. It should just happen if it's going to happen. So that is like one thing I learned being 19. And now that I'm 20, it's like kind of strange to think, because I don't feel like I'm 20. And I don't know, maybe I'm catching up to myself in the sense of, like, I feel like I always wanted to grow up ever since I was like 8 or something, like 6 even. And now it's like I've grown up, and now I don't feel like I'm actually old because I've lived my life doing things so differently compared to everybody else. Like graduating at 16 and like graduating university at 19 and everything like that. It's like now I'm 20, and it's like I feel like I'm still a kid because I've done everything, and I've always been like, oh, you're still a kid, every time I've like done more like grown-up things that were like past my age. So yeah, I don't know, it's so weird. Like, I don't even want to call myself 20 because it just doesn't feel like I am. And I don't know, maybe it has to do with like these years being so weird, like how 2020, everybody's like 2020 didn't happen, so maybe I'm still like stuck in like that mindset of like 19, like I'm not 20 because 19 didn't fully happen. I don't know. The biggest thing that I learned was that it's okay to be cared about by other people. And that's like real deep. I know I'm getting kind of sappy, but like just, learning not to push people away was my biggest thing. And, there was a couple people in my life who really showed me that like being close with people is okay. And like I tried to push them away, and they'd fight for me back, and like, it's okay for people to care about me. And if anybody else is out there, whether you're 35 or 13, and maybe at the kind of the conclusion that it's okay for people to care about you, and it's okay to not push people away and to be close with people. And I think like that is something I was always learning, because I am so good at pushing people away. But now it's like it's kind of like secure, if that makes sense. So like my last point is, it's okay to be busy, but this is like something I really learned, like, because now I work 7 days a week, and it's like it's okay to be busy, but finding time to yourself and doing things that bring you joy needs to happen if you're gonna be busy, so that you don't get burnt out. Because there definitely are times where I'm like so tired, I just want to sleep, but I like tell myself, oh my gosh, I want to watch like my YouTubers that I watch like every night, that are like, everybody's like nighttime YouTubers and morning YouTubers. And so once I started doing that, I found that like I could really like balance everything, because I was allowing myself to have time even when I was tired, and even like when I just wanted to sleep. I was giving myself that time that like brought me happiness. And even it can be simple as that, but it could also be like journaling, or it could be like even talking to a therapist, or whatever it may be. Watching streams, I do that sometimes. I'll watch like Twitch streams, and it's like kind of cool because like everybody's always super welcoming most of the time, and they all ask me how I am, and like even that helped me learn that like it's okay for people to care about me, because these people that are in my Twitch streams, they know my Viva username. Hi girls, if you're watching. And some of them know my YouTube channel, and it's like, we may not be close, but we have a connection, and we ask each other how we are inside of the stream and stuff, and we kind of update each other. And it's like it's okay for people that may not know you to care about you even, and it's okay for like anybody to care about you, and you don't have to push them away, and you don't have to keep your distance with them. You can connect with them because they want to connect with you, because they care about you. So that was kind of a really long point. I kind of went all over the place with that one, but I definitely learned that one. And there was people that were brought into my life that taught me that one, and it was very eye-opening to see people actually like, when I would push people away, a lot of people would just like forget about me, or it's in high school or whatever, so it's like when I push people away, I would just change friend groups, and like nobody would notice. And then like pushing people away in the like adult world and like outside of high school, there was people that fought for me, and there was people that cared about me, and there's people that were like, why are you pushing me away? You don't need to do this. And being able to realize that I don't need to. So that would probably be my biggest lesson, because it's like the one I keep talking about. But if you maybe haven't learned all of the things that I have said, maybe this helps you kind of learn them and learn that it's okay. And especially like if you're pushing people away right now, whether it's in high school or outside of high school or in middle school or whatever it may be, that people want to care about you, and you just have to let them in. So on that note, thank you so much for watching and listening to me. I always find it so fun making videos again, because I'm like connecting, via camera, which I haven't done in so long. So I'm like still learning how, but I love it so much. So thanks for watching if you made it this far. And happy birthday to everybody whose birthday is today, because I know there's people out there whose birthday is today. I don't even know what day it is. I'm filming this on October 15th, so happy birthday to October 15th babies. And then whenever I decide to upload this, happy birthday to the date down below. Yeah, I'm so excited to learn more lessons as I go in 20. Like, crazy to think about, but yeah, I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see what happens and what journeys and joys 20 brings me. So and I'll make sure to update you guys, whether it's vlog style, video style, story time, just like chatting like this on my life. So yeah.